Hello out there in YouTube land. This is R. Cortez. I know I've been away for a while. You probably, if you've watched any of my um, videos, I had does this shit happen to you? Um, and it's not that shit hasn't been happening to me. It's just that I haven't had time to talk about it. But I've been thinking about doing a different type of video. Call it a video blog or a discussion board. And I want to call it My Point of View because that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about. My point of view on different issues. What I would like to remind you though is these are my point of views. These are my points of view. Um, I'm not saying that this is how it is or this is how it should be. In my mind, it's how it should be. Um, I'm not saying that I'm any type of authority on any of the topics that I come up with. They're just my points of view. And I will welcome responses and challenges, points of views, agreements, disagreements. That's what it's here for. And remember, your point of view does count to you. First topic that I thought about, which actually led me to want to do this, is just the way things work in certain parts of this country. Um, and one in the state of Illinois is the welfare system, this public aid system. Uh, Puzzles me. So I did a little bit of looking, had a lot of thoughts. I'm always talking to people and getting shot down about it, but I do have some thoughts on the Illinois Department of Public Aid and how it works. Now, the first thing that I seem to notice is that this system hurts more people than it helps. Uh, I'm not sure how you qualify. I went online a little bit and looked around, and all I can find is that if you make X amount of dollars and you're married or single or over 60, you qualify for a certain amount. That's not the issue. Qualification, fine. If you're less fortunate and you're struggling and you need assistance, then yes, the state or the taxpayers within the state should give you that boost. How far does that boost go? Well, one problem I have, and I do have a couple of notes here to remind me what I wanted to talk about, is how long does this last? I mean, how much of a boost are we tax-paying citizens required to give to someone that's fortunate? Okay. There's probably different categories. Senior citizens, for one, no problem. I understand. As long as you've paid your dues, you've tried to work in society, you've given to society, and now you're asking for some assistance back. I have nothing to say about that. I think that's okay. It's the teenage population that I'm concerned about, the 20-something-year-old population, the 30-something-year-old population that I'm more concerned with. Um, okay, you finish school, you don't have enough money to go to college, so you don't have a college education. And so you decide you want to jump out into the workforce. It's not that friendly to you. Times are getting a little hard. Okay, you've had children along the way, and now you can't afford them. So you apply for public aid, and they pretty much say yes. Okay. Now, how long do we support you? You've got a child. You now are receiving public aid from the taxpayers of the state that you live in. The problem I see is that some people get on the system and they stay on it, and it's a lifeline. So, I think there should be some rules in place. Some laws, rules, bylaws, whatever you want to call it. One rule should be that Once you apply and are accepted and are accepted, and you're receiving public assistance from the taxpayers of the state that you reside in, you should no longer, well, let me correct myself. You should not have children again until you're on your feet and you're earning an income that would that's sufficient enough to support an addition to your family. The problem with the system here is you apply, you're accepted, you're offered this much money based on you and the number of children you have when you apply. What I seem to hear, and this is not just me assuming that this happens, I've heard the conversations. All you need to do to get a raise in our public aid system in Illinois is have another baby. So I've heard conversations go, well, I don't have enough money on my link card, so I'm going to have another child, so it'll increase the amount of money that I have. Sorry. That's a crock of crap. Okay. It should be illegal, at least to the point where you are denied public assistance once you decide to go ahead and have another child that the taxpayers of the state you reside in have to pay for. Okay, let's face it, you didn't have enough money to take care of the children you have now. So instead of getting yourself together, trying to re-educate yourself, looking for a job, you're laying on your back. You've got time to lay on your back and have another child. You've got time to go out and look for a job. It sounds a bit crude, but let's face it. You pop out another child, or someone pops out another child, taxpayers have to pay for it. The state goes into a deficit even more because we're not just talking about one person, of course. We're talking about hundreds of people. So, I'm not sure how much time I have. I think we've got about 9 minutes. I'm at 7, and I'm babbling a bit. But that's the first issue that I want to look at. I want to get your opinions on that. If you're from Illinois, or if you're not, I don't know how systems work in other states, but here in Illinois, it bugs me. It really does bug me. Here I am, hardworking, barely can afford what what I want, my wants and needs. I've got to take care of my kids. I've got some kids that don't stay with me from previous relationships or marriages, and I got to make it happen. I don't pop out another child and my job goes, wow, he had another child, let's give him an increase. It doesn't work like that. So why should it work like that for free at the taxpayer's expense? Let me know. My name is R. Cortez, and this is my point of view. I will see you next time, and I'd like to continue this conversation because I do have some other topics that I would like to discuss, and the way I think that the Illinois State Welfare Program or LINK program should be run, and some changes that should be made.